With a chance to push forward, he's got a bit of space. He's got a bit of support in the middle. Can he get across in? No, it's blocked. Here's Leon Best now. Got a chance to potentially break. Here's O'Hara. Looking to maybe release Coombs. He does. Coombs gets in behind. Can he finish it for his 5th goal of the season? He can. Brilliant finish there from Adam Coombs. 5th goal of the season already. What's going on, guys? My name is Martinio and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and episode 3 of my Billericay Rising series. And apologies I didn't get this out on the Wednesday. If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you'll know that I had real problems with my OBS. Just for some reason it just wouldn't work properly, so I spent about 4 hours trying to figure that out, so apologies. Decided I was going to get out on the Thursday, but then I decided no, I'll just do it on the Saturday and then get back to the Saturday-Wednesday schedule, so apologies for the delay. But yeah, so today's episode we've got quite a bit to get through basically. So the live com today will of course be against Western Supermare, which should be a fun game. We've also got a little bit of team news, but we're going to kick the episode off by taking a look at some highlights, starting off with our game against Concord Rangers. So the first set of highlights comes from our first home game of the season against fellow promotion hopefuls Concord Rangers, and it was a relatively quiet first half. We had the better of the chances. The main two falling to Adam Cunnington. He unfortunately couldn't convert either of them, sadly. But in the second half, about 5-6 minutes after the interval, we finally got the breakthrough. We'd been threatening. Howes set free down the left-hand side, low cross to the near post. Adam Cunnington shook his marker, and simple finish really at the near post, and that made it 1-0. And then a few minutes later, we got our second. Sam Deering's corner was partially cleared, and he dropped right to Danny Waldron. Got himself set on that magic left peg of his, and just bang, top corner. Nothing the keeper could do about it, and that doubled the advantage for us. And we had a couple of more chances to make it 3-0, the best of which fell to Coombs. Got away behind the back line, but even with 2 bites of the cherry, he couldn't finish it off. But we didn't have to wait too long for that elusive third goal. Kennedy driving forward, he just chipped a ball in to the area, and Cunnington with his back to goal just nodded it over the keeper pretty much. Brilliant goal all in all, and that made it 3-0. It was his second goal of the night. And that's pretty much the way it stayed. Concord really didn't offer too much going forward. I mean, as you can see from the stats here, 5 shots on goal, and none of them were on target there. We had 60% of the possession, 19 shots for ourselves, 7 on target, and we converted 3 of them, of course. So, yeah, pretty good game all in all. Waldron and Cunnington were the best players on the pitch, and Cunnington got the man of the match for this one. But yeah, so the next set of highlights we have for you is from another home game. We have back-to-back home games, and this one came against Wealdstone and their Wealdstone Raider. So, this was a little bit of a more of a frustrating game, I'd say. We are having to wear our away kit, because both the Wealdstone kits clash with our own home kit, so we were in our red kit. And yeah, it was like I said, it was frustrating because we had so many good chances. We hit the crossbar a couple of times. We had a couple of shots cleared off the line. And we also witnessed a pretty good save from North as well to deny Sam Deering from what looked like a nailed-on goal from a free kick there. But yeah, we just couldn't break them down. And at half-time, you started maybe to think that it was going to be a case that we were going to get FM. They were going to go up the other end and get some sort of sweaty goal and park the bus, and we'd lose 1-0. But we kept pushing, we kept probing, and eventually we got our rewards. Jake Howes with a decent cross right to this penalty spot, and Coombs rose higher than the defenders around him and nodded in for his 3rd goal of the season. And then, we kept probing. We, again, looked the better side, looked the more likely to score, and eventually we got that 2nd goal to put the game pretty much to bed with about 4 minutes left in the game. Sambu, decent bit of skill, beat his man, played it into Coombs, and Coombs put it into the danger area. Leon Best, a little bit unlucky not to get his first goal. It was a decent save from the keeper there, but eventually it was bundled over the line and eventually chalked up as being a Kai own goal there. But yeah, like I said, it was a little bit of a frustrating game. We could have had 5 or 6 in this one. We had so many good chances in the first half and a few in the second as well. But 3 points, clean sheet, can't really say fair off. We had the better of the stats, as you would imagine. 64% of the possession, 24 shots, 6 on target. Man of the match went to Emerson Sambu, actually. He had a pretty good game and is really starting to grow into that right back role that I've got him playing in. He's still learning, of course, but he's just getting better and better as time goes on. Yeah, so 2-0 win there for us. And the final set of highlights we have for you is from our next game away to Welling United. So on to Welling United, and again, this was it was a bit of a frustrating first half, and it starts to become a bit of a pattern where we're having loads of possession and loads of chances, but we're not putting the ball away in the first 45. And it was, same again here, as I said. We had the better of the game. We were the dominant side throughout, but it took a good 50 minutes, 5 minutes after the interval, for us to get our first goal. Coombs pushing down the right, cutting it inside to Deering, and Deering just found Cunnington completely unmarked. Don't know what the Welling defence were doing there, and he made pretty simple work of it in the end there. And then it was pretty much quiet for the rest of the game almost. We had a couple of half-decent chances here and there, but the second goal came with deep into injury time. Adam Coombs again getting on the score sheet for his 4th goal of the season there. So yeah, like I said, frustrating first half, but even with frustrating first halves and not taking the chances that have been presented with us, we're still coming out with points and wins. And like I said, we're absolutely dominant. 37 shots on goal, 15 on target, 64% of the possession again. So yeah, brilliant game. Sam Deering got man of the match there. He got an assist, and like I said, he's doing very, very well in that right wing role. Even though he's not properly comfortable in it yet, he's doing very, very well in that role at the moment. But what all that does for the league table, so as you imagine, we're sitting top. 4 wins out of 4, scored 11, not conceded a goal yet, which is good, 12 points. The only other team that are managing to keep pace with us at the moment are Hampton and Richmond Borough. They're also on 12, but they've scored 9 and conceded 4, so we're top on goal difference there. So yeah, it's going pretty well, all in all, I'd say, so far. Obviously still a long way to go, still a good 38 games of the season left to go. But yeah, I mean, our today's opponents, Weston-super-Mare, are bottom of the table, and we'll look at them in a moment. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to take a look at a couple of little tidbits of team news. So, the first bit of team news is that we have a brand new affiliate. Now, after the first game of the season, I decided that we needed another one, a senior affiliate. I put it to the board, and after a bit of back and forth, they eventually agreed, and they brought us a list, and the list included, obviously, Peterborough, and I think there was Wickham and, I want to say, Macclesfield. I went for Peterborough. They were League One side. All the sides they came to us with were League One sides, but I decided to go for Peterborough, one of the better sides in League One, and a decent shout for promotion this season. So basically, they'll be able to send players to us, but we're under no obligation to play them. There'll be an annual friendly between the two of us, and we'll keep all the gate receipts, which again will help us on the financial front. The annual fee will be $16,500. Nearest makes no difference, but if we end up playing in the same division at any point, then the link will be terminated. So hopefully that will be happening at some point. But yeah, so I mean, they're a good team. They're currently 13th in League One, so they're not been a great start to the season, but it's a long old season. I mean, in terms of the players, the big one that stands out for me from the senior squad is Marcus Maddison. I've been begging Leeds. I'm just demanding they go and sign him because I think he'd be a really good player, but we're not going to get him. That's not going to happen. In terms of their under 23s, no one really stands out, but if they decide to send us someone, I mean, Andrea Borg, I don't know, we'll have to scout them a little bit more, but if they decide to send us some players, I imagine that we'll be able to find a place for them and they'll be pretty handy. But when or if that happens, that's when we'll start to assess it. The next snippet of news, just a quick one, is that we've sold 505 season tickets this season. So I think it's up by 2, which is good. So to the 2 people that bought season tickets this season, thank you. Very much appreciated. The other thing to mention is that we now have a couple more scouts. So if we just take a quick peeky poo at the scouting team, we've signed Luke Rogers, 37-year-old Welshman. Again, with most of the staff, he's just the best of what was available, pretty much. We've also signed Chris Jones as well to come in at that role. Again, not as good as the other two, and not as good as G. Evans overall. But yeah, we've also got Chris Devine, who's a data analyst. But there we go. So yeah, 2 new staff members. We need some more scouts. I don't know if I'll go and get any more. If someone comes up that's really good, then I definitely will go and try and get them. But yeah, we've got 2 new staff members, and in an area where we were in desperate need of some additional scouts there. And the final bit of team news we have is on the transfer front, because we are currently in negotiations to sign Aaron Cull, a 22-year-old centre midfielder. Looks pretty good overall. I brought him in on trial. He did pretty well. So I decided to give him a contract. There are a couple of other teams sniffing around him, though. We'll take a look here. Where are they? Sorry, no one wanted that. Yeah, so you got Crewe, Macclesfield and Tranmere are all sniffing around it, but they've not made an offer yet. So hopefully, I was hoping to get this done before the Western-Supermare game, but doesn't look likely that it's going to happen because the game is today, basically, as you can see. But yeah, I thought we needed another centre midfielder. Stephen Brockley's pretty good, but I don't know if he's ready to step up and play week in, week out, where I think this guy definitely is. And obviously, he's got David Luiz here, so that's another big bonus for him as well. That will go in his favour. But yeah, I mean, decent passing, tackling, technique, first touch, dribbling. He's got excellent stamina and fitness as well. Decent vision and work rate. Some of the other areas need a bit of work on, but you know, he's 22, so he's got a bit of time to improve. So hopefully we can get this deal over the line and ease the burden a little bit on O'Hara and Waldron. Okay then, guys, so that's all the team news I have for you this time around. There wasn't a whole lot to get through. So what we're going to do now is we are going to start looking ahead to our live-com game for today at home to Western-Supermare. And if we take a look at them here, as you can see, founded 1887, semi-professional, 1-star reputation, okay finances and so on and so forth. Currently bottom of the Valderrama National League South, you can see there. The manager is Mark McGregor, 40 years old, so relatively young. Nothing to write out home about in terms of the stats. He's got an 11 working with youngsters, but like I said, not too much to worry us there, I suppose. The captain is Jacob Kane, a 24-year-old centre midfielder. Again, can't really glean too much from these stats because most of them are still sort of greyed out and we don't know exactly what's going on there. But he can play as an advanced playmaker, so he might be someone to look at. And he's got a lovely smile. Lovely smile. Anyway, vice captain and key player is Alex Byrne. I don't know how you pronounce that. 21 years of age, so relatively young side from the looks of it, considering the captain's 24. So again, centre midfielder. Again, can't take too much from the stats there, but he's done not brilliant this season so far. From the 4 games he's played in the league, rating is 6.6. Probably one of the reasons why they're bottom of the table. In terms of recent results, they played Aberdeen Town. That was a friendly, so we can ignore that one. But they kicked off the season with a 2-1 defeat to Wealdstone. They then lost 3-2 to both Truro and St Albans, and then they lost recently 4-0 away to Slough. Normally they'd be playing at the Woodspring Stadium, which has got 3,500 capacity and so on and so forth, but they're playing away from home. They're playing at our home today, so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, top meets bottom in today's livecom game. So I'm looking for a big statement to be made here. Hopefully we'll get it. Hopefully we'll break that duck of not being able to score in the first half, and we'll put a crap load of goals past this lot. So yeah, but what we're going to do now though is we are going to head down to the pitch. We're going to take a look at the team sheets, and then we're going to get today's livecom game against Western-Supermare Association underway. Okay then guys, so here are the teams. We'll start off with ourselves first of all. So we've got Brad Watkins in goal with Emerson Sambu at right back. We've got Alex Smith at left back. I decided to give Callum Kennedy a rest there because he's been looking a little bit tired and he's rated quite high in terms of potential injury. Same for Scott Doe. He comes in to replace Dean Inman, not in terms of form, just in terms of keeping the team fresh. We've got Wakefield partner him in the centre of midfield. Centre of defence. Then we've got O'Hara and Waldron again in the centre of midfield with Waldron taking the captain's armband. We've got Jake Howes on the left, Alfie Potter on the right, making his, I think is his first start of the season. And then we've got Leon Best partnering Adam Coombs. Again, the reason I put Leon Best in is because Cunnington was looking a little bit tired, a little bit leggy, so I've decided to drop Cunnington to the bench. We've also got Sam Deering, Kennedy, Inman and Wells on there as well. For the away side, we've got Purnell in goal, Tawndry at right back, Whittingham at left back with Swan and Bauer on the in the centre of defence. They've got Plummer on the right, Swallow on the left. Swallow, do you swallow? Byrne and Kane with the two ones we highlighted in the centre midfield, and you've got Phillips and Hill up front. Phillips is noted as being the highest average rating so far. 2 goals from 3 games, so he might be one to look out for. The bench, they've got Kingston, Goodall, Diallo, Lucas and Chamberlain. I have no idea who any of those are, but if you do, then be sure to leave a comment. Okay, so in terms of team talk, we're by far and away the favourites. They're bottom of the table, we're top. So we should be winning this comfortably. Play your own game and you'll win. You know, I think I want to go something passionately. Apologies if you said a burp in the background. That's probably my brother. So I think I'll go with this one, and I'll just give the defence and the midfield just a little bit of pep talk, just to get them where I want them to. So there we go. Not exactly a sea of green, but not too far off. So let's get things kicked off, shall we? So we're at home again. Hopefully a pretty good turnout, and we're underway. And here's Coombs, probably a nothing opening highlight to kick the game off, but you never know, we might get an early goal for once. Nope. So first proper highlight of the game with nearly 5 minutes gone. It's a throw-in. Coombs wins it, and here's O'Hara now. Shots. Oh, keeper's read right. Mess of that, and Tawndry just about clears it. So corner now. O'Hara to take it. Whips it in towards the back post. Wakefield. Oh, and it hit the crossbar. Unlucky. So I've just given him a bit of encouragement as Waldron with the corner. Wakefield, and it's 1-0. Get in. That's that duck broken. First goal of the season. First goal for the club by Liam Wakefield. Nice little corner from Danny Waldron. Just dropped it right on the edge of that 6-yard box pretty much, and Wakefield gets up, attacks it, and it's 1-0. First goal of the season. Happy days. So another highlight about halfway through the first half there, and here's Plummer now with a chance to push forward. He's got a bit of space, he's got a bit of support in the middle. Can he get across it? No, it's blocked. Here's Leon Best now, got a chance to potentially break. Here's O'Hara looking to maybe release Coombs. He does. Coombs gets in behind. Can he finish it for his 5th goal of the season? He can. Brilliant finish there from Adam Coombs. 5th goal of the season already. Brilliant assist as well from O'Hara. Takes his time, not in any rush, just waiting for the right run and the right opportunity. Then he gets it. Terrible line from the defence. And he just gets into the area, composed. Keeper probably could have done a little bit better, but doesn't matter to me. Billericay 2, Western Supermen 0. Okay then, so another highlight. Swallow goes towards the near post. Wakefield clears it just about. Plummer. Ooh, and it's just over the bar. And that was a little bit close. And there's half time. So they've been in it a little bit more than I thought they would be. You know, they've had a couple. They've had a decent opportunity to potentially get themselves on the score sheet and make a bit more of a game of it. We've had the majority of it, but in terms of what I'm going to say to them, I mean, not really much I have to say. I'm just going to tell them just to keep going. Sea of green, brilliant. That's exactly what I need. Don't need to say anything more. Potentially going to be looking at making some changes at some point. The key was probably going to be O'Hara and Waldron, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get both of them off. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get the second half underway. And it'll be Western Supermare to kick off. Probably again a nothing opening highlight. Or with a pass like that, it should be. Okay, then first proper highlight with a couple of minutes gone. Long kick from the keeper. Smith gets up well. Here's Best. He's got Howells. He's letting him free. Don't know what the defender was doing there. The cross comes in. Here's Coombs. Easy finish. And it's 3-0. 6th goal of the season for Coombs. Another assist for Jake Howells. And the defence for Weston-super-Mare all over the shop, as you would imagine from a team at the bottom of the table. So Smith wins the header. Best releases him. And then, I'm not sure what the defender was doing. He got ahead of him. Get the ball. And Howells, simple cross to the near post. Keeper didn't know where he was going. Defender was nowhere near him. And that's a simple goal. And that's a cat who's just come into my room. Billericay 3, Weston-super-Mare 0. Okay, so another highlight now. I know what you're all going to be saying in the comments. That's the squeakiest door you've ever heard. Yeah, I need some WD-40. Without that, I need some WD-40. If you want to donate some to me, let me know. Because I will gratefully accept it. But here's O'Hara now with the ball looped over, and Pennell makes simple work of it. And probably going to go long. Is this going to end the highlight, or is it going to keep going? No, he goes long kick up top, looking for Hill. Best picks up the ball though. Here's Howells now with a chance to push forward maybe. Looks for Coombs, but Swan cuts it out. Here's Swallow. Sorry, I'm a child. Phillips now with a shot, and he put all the power into it, but none of the accuracy. Okay then, so I think I need to make some changes now. O'Hara's looking a little bit tired, so the only option I've got is to bring Deering on. Not where I'd ideally like to play him, but we'll have to make do for the time being. Not really many other ways I can go with this. I could bring Kennedy on for Waldron, and then put Smith in the centre of midfield and play him as just straight up centre midfield. Oh, what was that bottom one? Carrilero, we'll play him there, and we'll leave Deering as the deep line playmaker. And again, apologies if you can hear rustling in the background. There's a cat in here, and he's been a pain in the arse today. So yeah, 2 changes. Danny Waldron and Jamie O'Hara come off for Callum Kennedy and Sam Deering. Okay then, so we've got about 10 minutes of the game left. There's a corner for Weston-super-Mare. It's cleared, but Swallow picks it up again. There's Swan. Goes again towards the penalty area. Again, cleared partially. Good tackle from Smith there. There's a shot. It's bounced to Phillips here. Oh, and we've conceded our first goal of the season. What can I say? Eli Phillips. Or Phipps, sorry. What can you say? Terrible defending, it really was. We had a couple of chances to clear it. Smith makes a good tackle there. Swallow's shot. It just bounces off the forward, and then the keeper probably should have been coming to get that, and again then just decided not to try and save it. Billericay 3, Weston-super-Mare 1. But was he onside? Let's just see. I think he was. Yeah, he was on. He was on by a good half a yard there. Weird first touch, but there we go. So another highlight now. Pennell's going to go along with that free kick, but it's not very good. Here's Best now. Look like it could be a foul. I think I'm going to tell them just to concentrate a little bit. They've got their tails up a little bit, and they've almost got themselves a second. Okay, so I'm going to make another change because, well, to be honest, Leon Best has not played the best at all. So I'm going to bring Cunnington on because he's had four goals in 4 games this season. So hopefully we can get that 4th and put this game properly to bed. But mainly just to kind of see it out, I guess. So yeah, Best off for Cunnington. So, deep into injury time. We've only got about 10 seconds left now. Byrne goes back to Pennell. Probably going to be a big kick, and that will pretty much bring an end to proceedings. No, he didn't even get to do his big kick. So there we go. 3-1. Good result, all in all. I'll take it, but the conceding of that goal was just really, really disappointing because it was just terrible defending. It really was. Adam Coombs was the best performer, and he rightly gets man of the match there. Like I said, they were in this game a lot more than I thought they would be. 12 shots, 3 on target. You know, I think Concord Rangers, who are one of the favourites for promotion, had much worse stats than that when they came to the AGP. So, yeah, good result, good win, but disappointingly, we haven't been able to keep that 5th clean sheet. But let's go to the dressing room. We'll tell them we did well. Good win, boys. Well done. Don't really need to say much else. I will, however, highlight Coombs and Wakefield for a bit of special praise because they were very, very good. They impressed me. But yeah, so 3-1 win. Good win. So let's go and see what the table looks like now. So, after the first 5 games of the season, we're firmly top of the league, and we're now the only team with a 100% record because Hampton and Richmond Borough actually lost to, as you can see here, Chelmsford City. They're at home to Chelmsford and they lost 3-1. Chelmsford, another one of the teams who are favoured to challenge for promotion this season. But yeah, I mean, overall, can't really say fair for the first 5 games of the season. Played 5, won 5, scored 14, conceded 1. So yeah, that's pretty good. But that's pretty much the end of today's episode, guys. Next time out, we're probably going to come back for... I'm tempted by Woking because they're second at the moment. But again, I think it just comes a little bit too soon. So I'm going to go with Hemel Hempstead Town will be our live com, and we'll have highlights from our games against Chippenham, St Albans and Woking as well. But yeah, there we go then, guys. So that's the end of today's episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy this and would like to see more Football Manager 2019 and Billericay Rising content from myself, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, be sure to ring that bell for notifications of all my new videos. Also, be sure to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and now Instagram as well. I have an Instagram page. I mentioned it in my Hill Climb Monsters video on Tuesday, I think it was. So if you want to see a little bit more of, some more snippets of the life of Matinho, then go and hit me up on Instagram. There is a link in the description. But yeah, like I said, once again, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Stay cool, and as always, I will catch you in the next video. Peace!